I didn't say anything about any jobs. Yeah. Welcome all. We are going to start the meeting. It's 7:30 kind of thing. 3 seconds, 30 seconds. Okay. So it's 7 and 30 seconds. Let's see. Wait, I just thought you guys put on Hindi. Hello. Oh, it works well. Now you can hear me. The board values your participation. I love this turnout tonight. Thank you very much. If you have anything, any comments for anything that we've listed in the agenda, please make sure you fill out the back page and bring it up to us so that way you can speak with time. Not easy. How many people are recording this meeting besides that? Anybody? Anybody recording this meeting besides that?
I might.
He might. We don't know. Oh, okay, there we go. So we have one. Thank you. Thank you. I thought I saw your hand go up. Okay, so we're all good. Out of respect, could we silence all cell phones, remove all pads? We're going to have a moment of silence, and we have been requested to make sure that everybody understands that there are people that are in prayer during that silent time for whoever or however they're praying, and they'd like to have more than 3 seconds. So please be respectful, give them a little bit of time to do that. And that will be followed by the Pledge of Allegiance, and then we'll start the meeting directly afterwards. So if everybody could rise.
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay. First on the agenda is the approval of minutes for August 20th, 2025 that were tabled on September 17th and tabled on October 15th. I make the motion. I have no second. Motion fails. Okay. James seconded it. Okay, any discussion? Okay, I have a question. There wasn't, could you turn my mic down or? No, you like it? Okay, all right, no worries. Okay.
It's okay, Tony.
I understand there was a rewrite on this after the Friday agenda. Some email came through at 3:30 this afternoon.
Actually, the rewrite was done last week, but I sent out the one that you had already done because it was locked up. So then I tried sending it out again, and then I got Gladys to help me so that we'd make sure it was for everybody. And then I printed copies for everybody, brought them tonight, and emailed them to everybody. Did you get the email copy and the copy? Yeah.
I got this. Is this the revised?
Yeah, it's just the one page and only that paragraph. There were two other pieces, but they were in the next paragraph.
Okay,
Just a
so
typo.
then is because it's quite a bit different. So are we changing the August one or the one that I put out Friday?
The August 20. We're updating August 20's minutes. And then that way we don't have to do, yeah, that's the one that needed to be, it was tabled and we had to redo.
Okay, so you and Gladys worked on this?
No, Gladys helped me figure out how to put it into a format so that I could make the correction.
Okay, so you made the correction.
I did make the corrections.
Okay,
Based
so
upon the meeting itself.
do I have all the pages? I just have one.
That there was nothing else changed. It's the only page that was changed.
Understood. Okay. Yeah.
Exactly.
All right. Any other discussion? A vote then. A vote to approve the minutes, seconded by Jane.
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Aye. All right, on to the next minutes. The approval of the October 15th minutes. Make a motion that we approve the October 15 minutes.
I'll second that.
All right.
I'm listening this time.
Okay. Any discussion? Okay, let's go to take the vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Gladys? Show of hand? Yeah, good. All right. It passed. All right. Letter from Men's Club. Okay, they're having a breakfast with Santa on December 13th, and they would like, and it's open to residents, and they would like it to be open to people outside of Brookridge. So I motion to approve an outside attendance for breakfast with Santa. May I have a second? Jane? Discussion? Okay, let's take a vote. All those in favor? Aye. Looks like all. Okay. On to the next correspondence. From Michael McMahon and Melody Quick, who are requesting a room for the CPR class for Brookridge residents, and it will not be open to the public, but we're still gonna motion to approve clubhouse use for this class. May I have a second? Jane seconds. Any discussion? Okay, let's take the vote. All in favor? Aye. All raise their hand. Okay. Okay, and then we got a little note from Noel and Linda Hart regarding the stage needs refurbishment. So a motion to seek bids to refurbish the stage from the wooden floor. May I have a second? No second? Okay, Jane second. Discussion?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Yay, finally.
I guess I'm not understanding what the refurbishment is. So is the person that put in the request here? No harm. No, okay. My difficulty is that we have been over this, walked back, forth, and usually if a stage needs to be refurbished, you're thinking contractor measurements, what have you. Then we looked at the actual finish on the floor, and we don't see any problem with the finish, so I'm not sure what the refurbishment means. So.
Okay, I can look at it, it looks like it needs sanding down and sealing. It's
Okay.
nasty.
So, I just like to talk to somebody more to get it defined, that's all.
Well, if we could have somebody, if we pass this, it's to seek bids, have a person come out and tell us what it needs, and if it needs structural, they'll tell us. If it's just sand and varnish, it needs it.
Okay, very good, thank you.
Okay, so, again, a motion has been presented to seek bids to refurbish the stage wooden floor. Jane seconded. We had discussion, are we done with discussion? All right, let's take a vote. All in favor? Everybody raise their hands, so I'm guessing we will be seeking bids. The money is from reserves, so that's what your reserve study's for, is the assets that are here, have already been purchased, that are on the property, not new stuff. So, the next thing is the letter from Sandy Morris for knitting and crocheting. Is Sandy here? Do you want to, well, let me do the motion, then we're probably going to ask you to come up. Okay, motion to approve formation of the knitting crocheting group pending approval of activities coordinator, receipt of paperwork. Can I have a second? Okay, we're open for discussion. So, Sandy, could you give us a little clue, a little more in-depth of it, where are the members coming from?
Brookridge. Anybody that wants to learn. Just a group of people that can get together, knit, crochet, share ideas, teach other people to knit and crochet. Share patterns, ideas, help each other out. Pretty simple. Yeah, why wouldn't it be free?
Do you have a particular night that you're thinking of?
Monday, Tuesday.
So you're open pretty much, because
Yeah.
you didn't know. So
Yeah.
Monday or Tuesday is
Yeah,
best?
Monday or Tuesday.
Okay.
At night, yeah.
And it would be Brookridge residents.
Unless we're allowed to have people outside, doesn't matter.
If I'm part of your group, I'm allowed to ask my girlfriend. But at this point, it won't be open to the public. So you couldn't put up a sign at Walmart.
Oh, gosh, no. No.
Okay, so you understand. And then you'll need a slate of officers, and the officers are members. They have to be owners here.
Okay.
Okay? So, do we have any other questions for the knitting group? Knitting crocheting? Kelly has a question.
Trixie would like to know, will there be a membership fee for the knit crochet group?
No, I don't see any reason for that.
Thank you.
Bring your own material, we all knit, we all crochet, we share ideas.
I'm mistaken. You didn't have a sheet filled out. I'm so sorry. Lost my head. Yeah, I'm sorry. I lost my head.
Are we good?
We are good. We do not have a piece of paper for anybody for this agenda item. So you can ask at members' comments and that'll be good. Okay, but we're gonna take a vote whether or not to let Sandy start her club. All those in favor? Aye. Aye, looks like everybody raised their hands, so that's all. Thank you. President's report.
Oh, here we go. First and foremost, I want to take a minute to thank the residents that gave. Is this one? This one not so well. This one's gonna blow you guys up. Oh my goodness, I can hold it way over here. You guys can still hear. Wow. Okay, I'd just like to take a moment first to thank all of the residents that have given us their positive feedback and their support in the past few weeks, with several suggestions that have brought the board, the BOD, given us the availability to move forward on a few projects, and hopefully they'll come to completion. We sincerely appreciate all communication, suggestions, and any help that we can get. And I know I say that at every meeting, but we truly do appreciate all of it. I have a few things to update you guys on. There was a legal meeting on Monday, November 17th, regarding bingo and the return of their equipment. We are waiting word from our attorneys and on when they can pick up the supplies and what that listing looks like, and we will update you as soon as we know what's going on. We have been informed by Brookridge, the housing community out behind us, that the fence that abuts, at any rate, the fence that abuts the boundary lines on hole 9, thank you. But that has been repaired because it was rather, people could just walk over it. It was a fairly huge problem over there, but that has definitely been repaired and we verified that. The ACH payments that everybody has called us regarding the fact that they hadn't cleared their banks yet. I spoke with Jamie today. She said they were delayed this month due to the banking holiday, which was Veterans Day, and there was no communication with the bank. Going forward, these will come out on the 10th unless a holiday or a weekend. Jamie put a policy and a template in place to make sure that this doesn't happen again. She sincerely apologizes for any inconvenience that this may have caused anybody, but everything went out, it was approved. We got word back from the bank that everything has been done. So she wanted me to let you guys know that because we've had several calls. Yes, several members of the board, well, a few of us, and the accountant, Jamie, met with Robin Napier and Sandy Lewis. I was gonna trip up, I know, I'm telling you. Because they had questions about the financing. Although their questions were answered, I hope, during the meeting, what happened was really quite astounding, and we have put it forward. Robin wondered if we could use unallocated spectrum reserve money to cover the missing reserve payments for 2024 and 2025. And so that way it will bring us all up to date so we won't owe anything. So I spoke with the attorney, he got back to me and he said that that was fine as long as the money was not allocated on any line item or allocated for any reason at all. So we went back through, checked everything out, it was never allocated. It was supposed to have gone into what I was told was operating funds, but it never did, it went into reserves. So what happened was we found out that it's okay for us to do that, so therefore that takes the brunt of the financing, that piece from the operating that 2025 has. So we won't have to feel like we're strapped in order to be able to do that. So thank you very much to Robin. Again, a community member coming forward and saying something. She just saved us, now wait a minute here. It's like $461,000. So yes, Yes, so we don't have to pay that out of operating, which is wonderful because it's not there. Yes. Oh, $451, $451,600, but that's only for 2025. So that's quite a, yes, we're gonna get you the number, the total number for 2024. That's still to be determined because of the shell game that was being played with the money. So we have to figure out which ones were paid for reserves first. So once we get that number, we'll make sure everybody has it. Let's see. Oh, I want to remind everybody of the Toys for Tots. Please bring a new or unwrapped toy or bicycle with a helmet, thank you, Jane, to either the clubhouse or the admin. This runs through December 15th. And if anybody wants to come down and look, we have this cute little girl's bicycle that's looking for a little boy's bicycle with a helmet down in our office, so when you come in, it accentuates the box for the Toys for Tots, so it's very nice. Thank you very much. Yes. Much needed non-perishable food items for Neighbors Helping Neighbors in our community. I know they got together and they baked a bunch of turkeys in the kitchen and yesterday, and then they fed the community members in need today. So that was very nice, absolutely. So anytime you see you out there, Kathy Westbrook's doing a great job feeding our community. It's really nice. Public Works update, everybody. They have assured us that the pedestrian gate in the front will be worked on, and before our next meeting should be up and operational. And I know it's been a long time coming, but the parts and supplies because of the gate, so they're looking at different options. So they're gonna take care of that. The handicap bathroom accessibility will be completed next week. So anybody that has difficulty getting in and out of those bathroom doors, I know they're heavy, you will have access to the handicap button in order to be able to open and close them. So, recently they have been busy putting up Christmas decorations, so we'll be able to enjoy them soon. There have been several reports of yard waste being dumped on 7 acres. And the Public Works Department is working on removing that this week in between all of the Christmas lights. We want to remind all of the residents that this is not a dumping area for yardage, anything but yard waste. It is a protected area for wildlife. Please leave your waste for Republic on Wednesdays or take it to the landfill. Be respectful of the fact that that property has been designated for the wildlife. Yeah, I know. I hope that the front gate is more easily seen and Public Works will be working on the outgoing gate to be done in the same manner. We've got front blinking light on our side, then we have, you cannot miss, you just cannot miss. So we are very appreciative of their newest idea. Do what? No. Somebody, well, we don't, we're hoping, we're hopeful. Before member comments, I want to give everybody an update on the investigation. But all I can say is that the investigator was in and he was at a meeting with Crime Watch. He was doing a fraud alert. He answered very few questions, gave very limited information, and was very clear with the whole board that we are still unable to say anything. Although he does say that the investigation is progressing. That's all he's told us. We have to wait until the dots connect and they figure out what they're doing. So, there's nothing more that we can say about that. We have been informed by our attorney after he watched several board meetings that we are to state at the beginning of each meeting that we cannot discuss anything regarding past, present, or any future employees for the BCPO. Labor laws do not allow this. It would set Brookridge up for a huge lawsuit. If anyone wants to discuss this, that's been involved in this, or is an employee that's not happy, they're more than welcome to come to the admin office and schedule an appointment with a BOD member that they pick out. We're not just gonna give you, if you feel more comfortable with one of the others, that's great too. So just please come to the office, be respectful, and leave the employee statuses outside of the building. That would be much appreciated. The entrance sign for the weekly BCPO event. And I need to say that again. Those signs that are in the median when you come in are for BCPO events. They can be put up 5 days in advance, social dance, the food trucks, I don't know where they are, but the food trucks, things to that effect. Those can go up 5 days in advance. You have 24 hours to take them down. Any BCPO groups have the ability to put their signs up 2 days in advance, so if they have a church meeting, or if there's any group that is meeting, 2 days prior to the event, put it up, gotta be down within 24 hours afterwards. Code enforcement and the BOD are working together to make sure that the signs are not there longer, so that everyone has the opportunity to utilize the sign holders. So we've had signs that have been up, somebody told me that we had a sign that was up there for 3 years. You just drive by, you keep seeing, you don't even notice it anymore. So that's changed, and if anybody's sign is not up there, then it's at the BCPO admin office, so you guys can go pick it up there. But if it's up there longer than the 24 hours, it will be taken down. There is a meeting scheduled for tomorrow. Someone asked at the last meeting, I think it was Gary Metcalf that asked at the last meeting, about the sinkhole coverage with our insurance policy. And due to the fact that we have gone from one insurance to another, we have a meeting tomorrow at 10 a.m. and I will find that out and I will let everybody know that. You can answer that? He can answer that.
Okay, yeah, we do have sinkhole coverage. I did check that because Gail came in the office and asked me about it. So I checked the policy and it's there.
I have more.
And thank you all.
Okay.
Okay. I admit I'm from the country, so I have to say I started to laugh a while ago when she was talking about knitting and stuff, because my parents, or my mother and my grandmother and my great grandmother, they used to sit on the front porch all the time and just knitting rocking chairs. So when I heard her say the knitting part, I was thinking, is there gonna be rocking chairs in there? Okay, as I can tell you that Jamie is still working on the P&L statement, that some of those items on there, like, see, the merchant fees and all that, are being put in the right columns because they're being taken off the Synovus, the Visa cards, Home Depot, that kind of stuff. So they're organizing that, so I can't talk about the P&L statement, but I can say that in the operating fund, we have $2,085.91. That's in the business checking account. If we're in a bank, the operating account, which is 1604, it's got $65,302.81. Truist, it's a regular checking account. It's got $5,665.02. Donated funds is $25,709.95, and that's the capital city. The petty cash is $150, and that total was $98,483.69. Reserves. The money market account at Brandon Bank has $231,480.85. Capital City is $923,931.42. Another Capital City account is $7,230 even. Another Capital City account is $132,115.21. Ozark which is, they're both CDs. One is $249,287.49. Another one is $117,766.47. Edward Jones, most people ask about Edward Jones. There is 19 CDs there and one money market account, and they total $1,462,610.43. Truist has two CDs in it, which is $209,006.40, and the other account has $42,508.25. I left out the CDs at Random Bank because they're actually going to be, that's the spectrum money. So one of them is $159,958.56. One is $152,828 and 8 cents. Is $104,978 and 1 cent. And that comes to a total of $3,640,953.92. Okay, on the back side of my page, we've talked about, about a month ago, we talked about having a vote to move reserve money, right? Well, one of the other plans after that stuff kind of fell through was we found out we were going to get a refund check from Citizens for switching to sites. So that refund check did come. It's $14,453.00. And then we had an insurance claim that came back. You know the railing out here that got hit by a car? We got a claim for that was $5,089.58. We got that claim. Both those checks came yesterday. So they got deposited yesterday. And that total is $20,242.58 total. So, and that's part of the balance that's in there, which is $63,302.81. The ACHs that for the month, because the screw up at the bank, that comes out today, which is $44,320. Those added together is $109,622.81. There's a payroll that gets paid tonight, which is $29,925.17. The slide check for the down payment on the insurance is $23,914 even. The taxes on the payroll run about $5,500. I don't know the exact total yet, but that brings us down, after those are paid this week, the net is $50,283.64. But when I check Brandon Bank, for all the deposits that are made in 30 days, I count the ACHs, that's another $60,000. So that brings us to a total of $110,283 over the next month. Well, we got 2 payrolls, which they're $66,000, $33,000 apiece, and the ACHs. So by this time, the month of December, we should have $53,583 left in Brandon Bank. So we will make it to January 1st. You want a treasurer report with this wrote on it? I mean, I can make copies. We can make copies of this, no problem. That's because Jamie is not going to guarantee what's on the P&L statement. And some of this interest in here may not be right, which is, yes, we get, I get most of this off statements, right? But when it goes in QuickBooks to print a report, it might have a different amount for the interest because she's not updated those yet. It takes more time to correct things in QuickBooks because we've only had access to it technically from June, or July, because Vivian and Arlene had access to that prior to that. And we didn't have access to that because they manipulated numbers. So by the time it gets cleaned up, Jane had to check and see if the CDs were correct, if they had a trail or not, and that took time. She had her own employees do that at her company as well. So all that stuff took time in this investigation. They want certain things first. So you can't have a printout of stuff without it being reconciled. And now they're reconciling the bottom numbers of the P&L statement. Until that's correct, she's not going to guarantee it. So this is not a printout, this is printing. I printed this.
But Terry, can I remind you that you had printouts, but the numbers weren't correct. So we're getting closer and closer to having correct numbers. No, they are correct. Well, the thing is that if you want, like he said.
What did you say?
Who?
Cindy.
Oh, hello. I just said, if he's reading off all those numbers, we should have them in front of us so we can see the numbers he's rattling off and what he's saying. It's a CD, it's this, it's that. This is the Spectrum money we're gonna use for that. We have so much in 3 different operating funds at the bank. We need to know the numbers he's given us, but I can't write them all down fast enough.
Okay, so Jerry,
That's all we're asking.
so Jerry has said that we will make sure that there's a printout version for everybody at the office tomorrow. Plus, once this goes to the office, it will be on the web page, so everybody will have it. He put this together today because Jamie worked diligently for a couple of days in order to be able to get some things done, so he did it by hand this afternoon with us. There, well, whip the, give it to, that's right. Very good. Okay.
Thank you, Randy.
Whoa, here we go. Hang on, I'll meet you down there. You're gonna come up? Come here. Okay. Drum roll, everybody. I'm absolutely positive. Positive vibes everywhere, guys. Thank you so much. You, my dear, you guys worked diligently. These guys did absolutely amazing. They made sure everything was safe, secure. The unit reps over there. We all met. We all did our thing. It was a conjoined. Is that what we're? Yeah. Thank you. Well, I don't know what it was. We all worked together. So anyway. Can I open this now? Okay, forced to read this, so just give me a second. I have to clear my eyes.
No crying, no crying.
I'm telling you, y'all gotta go out in the house. Okay.
Mom, there's no
It's okay, we're gonna pull it together.
No crying in budget meeting.
Okay. Okay, it says 2026 budget passed. Total ballots cast, 1,092. Accepted. Drop-off, mail-in, in-person ballot, 779. Declined were 313. Total void ballots was 44. Thank you, Vivian Blair, and your team, and the unit reps, and the board for sitting there yesterday. But, you know, I can't say this enough. What this tells me is that the community is finally, and this is so wonderful for our kids, you can't even, the support behind you guys is just, because it didn't start out this way. So I am just over the moon about the support that you guys have shown us tonight. So we will definitely move forward and continue to work our butts off. Pretty much, I got none left, so, but we'll continue working for you guys and making sure we do the very best that we can. So thank you very much. Oh my God.
We have a agenda topic is, to change the SOP for the unit reps, change and update. I'm making a motion to approve the changes. Oh. Do I have to? I can read the whole.
Just peaches and cream. Yeah. Summarize, that's what it is.
Terry, do you know what actually changed in the SOPs? I mean, it's
Actually, quite a bit, yeah.
it's a little more condensed.
It's a lot more condensed.
Okay, why don't I just read the new SOP?
There you go.
How about if I do that? Okay. The SOP is per Rules and Regulations C, Section 9. The roles and responsibilities of the unit reps shall assist the BOD with communications and special projects, promote involvement, improvement, and community pride, and serve as voting clerks at election. Per bylaws Article 6, unit reps, there shall be 2 unit reps for units 1, 2, 3, and 6. Unit 4 will have 4 unit reps, if we can get volunteers.
We only have 4 people.
All unit reps must be BCPO members and preferably a full-time resident of Brookridge. Any unit rep absent from 3 consecutive monthly BOD meetings shall automatically be removed as a unit rep. The unit rep is eligible for reappointment. If a vacancy occurs, the BOD shall appoint a person to fill a vacancy until the next regular election of unit reps. Part-time resident members will not be removed during their time away. Our purpose is to meet with new residents and welcome them to our community, provide information about its resources and activities, and be available to answer any questions they may have. Procedure. Each unit rep shall call the new resident to introduce themselves and explain their role. The unit representative shall attempt to set up a meeting at the resident's convenience to present them with their informational welcome packet. If unable to reach the member by phone, the unit rep will visit the new member's home. If meeting during the daytime is not convenient, they will be invited to the Wednesday night social hour to receive informational material, meet the host, other residents, and participate in the activities. So I make a motion to accept this new improved SOP for unit reps. Do I have a second? Any discussion?
Yes, I have discussion. It says part-time resident members will not be removed during their time away. I'm guessing they're saying if they right now in the bylaws, it says if you're not here for 3 months, then 3 consecutive meetings, you get a letter that says you're off the unit reps until such time, and you'll be welcome back if you so choose when you come back. An SOP cannot override a bylaw. It has to be voted by the people. The people voted that bylaw in, so we need to strike that.
Right, part-time resident.
Yeah,
Okay, so the bylaw was. Okay.
Preclude the SOP.
Can't we just take that one line item out there? Just.
So we can approve it with the takeout of the part-time resident member will not be removed during their time away. Okay? All right. I'm amending my motion to approve the new SOP for unit reps, taking out the part-time resident members will not be removed during their time away. Do I have a second?
Yes.
Any more discussion? All in favor? Aye. The next one is for the repair of the lights at the tennis courts. Because some of the lights are shorting out and arcing, and one was smoking. So, so we found out there's quite a situation out there, with the way they were hooked up and stuff. So, we have gotten bids, one bid so far. So we're accepting, are we?
Well, we're accepting bids, yes.
We're still accepting bids, but the problem is, there's 4 lights out there. And we got a bid to fix 2 of them, and it came in pretty costly. So we don't know, we're still gonna try to get bids to do this. Not everybody does it because you have to have the equipment to get up to the lights and that kind of thing. But, we're still trying. So there we go. Still in progress. Motion to table.
Second.
All in favor? Yeah? Okay. We're gonna get more bids. Well, that's another. Yeah, it's getting dark earlier, like right now.
Let him play the daylight.
I know what you.
Sandy, you don't play?
Okay, next. We're gonna move on to, at the last meeting, we spoke about a homeowner, they, requested a variance. I thought this was. Cameras and wiring, oh, okay, cameras and wiring, we're still. See, my paper says. Oh, okay, I don't say anything, I just say it's gonna be tabled again. That's all I do. I'm all good. Thank you all.
Okay, the social committee. There's been some confusion about how to start a committee. The process is listed in our SOPs, and if anyone's interested in the social committee, you should please follow the SOP instructions and schedule a meeting with the BOD to discuss. So, with that, we are still looking for volunteers for the social committee. Anyone interested though in participating in the Christmas golf cart parade, please be at the clubhouse parking lot at 5 p.m. on Wednesday, December 10th. We'll start the parade soon after. Please come and enjoy the festivities. There will be a food truck from 4 to 7, and the social hour then will start at 7. The 5 p.m. for the golf cart parade, yes,
Y'all up the golf cart, come on.
yes. The golf cart parade is on Wednesday, December 10th. You be there at this parking lot because we're gonna have a food truck in the front, so over here. And we're gonna leave as soon as we get enough people to start the parade, then we'll leave and we'll have a route and everything planned. The BOD is kind of taking charge of this. Anybody that wants to help us though, you're welcome.
We would love it.
Yes, but we're,
Well, that's because lighting up your light are.
but we're lighting them up.
Yeah.
You gotta stay up an hour later.
Are you saying that you want the golf cart parade before 5 o'clock? Oh, okay, that's good. 5 is good. We ain't doing 6.
We're gathering leaving at 5?
No, we better meet there at 5.
Meet at 5.
Leaving at what time?
Leaving as soon as we have enough carts to where we can do a parade. Like hopefully everybody gets there at 5 and we can get going. Okay. I did the SOP, okay, that's fine. Tennis, pickleball.
So, okay, they said now I can do the variance. At the last board meeting, we had a couple come up and we're talking about needing a variance for their property. And in their lanai, they had put their ramp for some medical issues. They wanted to be able to extend their lanai out, and that's still, they've come to the office once, they're working on some different things, but we have heard no more since then about changing the plans or sitting down and discussing. I do know that they did reach out to the VA, so we're hopeful that something will come forward. So we don't have much to report on that.
I have something on the sauna. We have actual good news. They're fixing it in January. Yes. We're still waiting, we're still hoping for somebody has canceled out and they've moved us up, but it's still January. But they're definitely coming in January unless we hear otherwise. Just so you know.
The company has confirmed our January date. So they've given us an email that says we will be there to fix the saunas. They're gonna totally redo the men's, not a date yet, and they're gonna refurbish the ladies. So the date will be soon.
Both in January?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, we have a save the date for the expo and senior information day for residents. This is an expo that advertisers come, insurance companies, pharmacies, Publix might be here, that kind of thing. But also, yeah, insurances, but also our clubs. All of our clubs will have a table so that anybody interested can ask them, what do you do? When do you meet? What other activities do you do? So that's gonna be on, what's the name? January 28th. It starts at 10 o'clock, correct? Okay. Starts at 10 to 1. 10 to 1.
They have to register.
Okay, we're doing a revision on the pets. Okay, the deed restrictions on pets. Some people have felt that it doesn't say what it includes. What is a pet? Is a pet a fish? If you have a fish and a dog, do you have 2 pets? Like what's going on? Okay. So now we've tried to clarify that. So we do have a new proposed deed restriction, and I will be happy to read this. Very happy. The general restrictions are no more than 2 household pets, which is a dog, a cat, any other domesticated animal may be kept in any dwelling. Total of 2. One cat, 1 dog, 2 dogs, 2 cats, but 2 total. All pets must be harmless, reasonably quiet, and not a nuisance to other residents. Continuous noise, aggression, or damage to property may result in enforcement action. Pets must be kept on a leash when outside of the owner's lot or dwelling unit and under the control of a responsible person at all times. Owners are responsible for the immediate removal of pet waste from all common areas and neighboring properties. Pets must be properly licensed, vaccinated, and registered in accordance with applicable local ordinances and state law. Prohibited animals. The following animals are prohibited: livestock, poultry, reptiles, other than the small household species kept in tanks and cages. Exotic or wild animals, or any animal deemed dangerous or illegal under the state or local law. The association may restrict specific breeds deemed aggressive. For example, pit bull type breeds, except where federal law or state disability laws require accommodation. Liability. Pet owners are fully responsible for any injury, property damage, or disturbance caused by their animals. The association may require the owner to remove a pet that poses a threat, nuisance, or repeated disturbance. Registration with the association. All pets must be registered with the association within 30 days of acquisition or occupancy. Registration shall include proof of current vaccinations, local licensing, and contact information for the owner. And we're trying to do this now because we've had dogs that get loose. Nobody knows who they belong to. We're hoping that will help, curb that, or at least let us know where the dog belongs. Service animals and emotional support animals. The association recognizes and complies with the Fair Housing Act, the Americans with Disabilities Act, and the Florida Statute 760.27 concerning reasonable accommodations for individuals with disabilities who require service animals or emotional support animals. Service animals and emotional support animals are not considered pets under this rule. Residents requesting an accommodation must submit a written request and provide reliable documentation establishing the disability-related need for the animal if the disability is not readily apparent. The association may not request a diagnosis or severity of a disability, nor charge additional deposits or fees for a service animal or emotional service animal. However, all accommodation animals must be under control, non-aggressive, and non-destructive, and the association may require their removal if they pose a direct threat to health or safety, cause substantial property damage, or create undue burden as permitted by law. Enforcement. Violation of this section constitutes a violation of the association's governing documents and may result in fines, suspension of privileges, or other lawful remedies after notice and opportunity for hearing as provided by Florida Statutes Chapter 720 and the association's enforcement procedures. So, any discussion?
So is this from the attorney, or do we submit it to the attorney before we put it on the ballot? So this is something that came back from the attorney? So there's correspondence that the attorney did this. Okay.
Val, I can check that and make sure, but he gave back 5 of them. So I believe that this was one of them because that's why they decided to move forward. Okay? So I can find that out and let you know. Okay. Cool. Oh, rental cap. Okay, the rental cap. Ooh. Okay, so this is the old. And this is the new. I'm gonna summarize this for you because what it boils down to is the fact, we had discussed this at the last meeting. We plan on taking the maximum amount of properties that can be owned in Brookridge by one person, any one person, down to 3. Because up at 5, we are. What is this? Oh, the rental. Oh, Lord. This is the wrong one. I'm sorry, guys. We already took care of this one. Okay, so this is something. Here you go. This was Val's, I'm sorry.
It's okay. All right, so under leasing, it would be add number D, rental cap. And I motion that a vote by the members be included in the annual meeting ballot to vote on adjusting deed restriction Article 3, Section 14 to add rental cap. The total numbers of units shall not exceed 20% of dwelling units. If resident requirements are met and lease is approved, the BCPO shall grant on a first come, first served basis, period. BCPO will maintain a list of all currently leased units and a waiting list for owners seeking to lease their units once the rental cap has reached. May I have a second?
I'll second.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, so what happens is we could actually, we have no cap on rentals. So we could foreseeably be 100% rentals. So we wanted to put something in there that would control that. So again, me and ChatGPT wrote this up. So I am not a lawyer. I do not profess to know the law. So it has to go to the lawyer to make sure that the verbiage is correct. Okay?
What number do you say we're at now?
Don't have a clue.
3, 5, 7, we have May.
We do not have a cap. We're at 0, or we're at 100%.
How many rentals have there been? How many days?
We don't have
No, that's another reason we're doing this, so that we can be this.
it. Correct.
Wait, hold on, we do have this at the office, yeah. May I have a folder? May has a folder at the office between the voting and everything else, that's sort of taken a back seat. But we're looking at all of the people that rent, all of them that are property owners versus, property management people. So we're separating all of those things, so we'll have a better idea once she gets that done. I need that number though to send it to the lawyer so he'll know where we're at. Okay? You can give me a move.
I believe I know the estimate on that. When me and Jamie was looking through the ACHs, we had to see if the UBLs were there too. We noticed that there's about between 50 and 100, so I probably think it's closer to 100. Because it's just 50 on the ACHs, like, when they try to key them in, that's only out of 800 and about 40. So when they key those properties in, they don't have the owners that are listed on the UBL, it's not the ones paying the HOA fees. Because some properties, like we found out with this budget vote, some places like, there's a LLC, for example, in Odessa that owns 16 properties in here. And we know every one of those are rented. So that's just one example.
Thank you. Okay, we've had discussion. Are we ready to vote? All those in favor? Aye. Aye. Okay. It's up and it's down. My goodness. Okay, next on the agenda is, the topic is dissolving the finance committee. The finance committee is no longer required at this time. So we want to thank them for their service and we appreciate all they've done. And I would make a motion at this time to dissolve the finance committee.
I second.
Any discussion?
Okay. In 2020, the SOP was changed that we would have a year-long finance committee and they overview, they help the treasurer do donated funds, double check to make sure that the reserve payments were properly applied, and they're just another set of eyes and ears. And I might point out that in June of 2024, was it last year or this year? I don't know. Anyway, it was a finance committee that brought it to the board's attention last year, thank you. All this situation with things being wrong. So I think the finance committee provides a very good service. I think we need more than just Jerry and Jamie to look at the books. I think it's a pain in the butt for admin, but it's also a check and balance.
Okay, So I guess I'm gonna be brutally honest about this. We had a finance committee in place. We had several discrepancies. The only reason why it came, well, we're not gonna talk about the reason why the information finally came to us, but I can tell you, it was about shake, rattle, and roll, and people came forward in order to be able to say something. One person in particular. I believe that the finance committee had a little bit too much authority is a good word. I believe that the finance committee gave this community misinformation upon occasion. And there were things that were not said. And then when they finally were said, it had snowballed to a point where we've been dealing with it now for a very long period of time and trying to situate it. So, I mean, that would be my thing. We had 2 people on the finance committee. And Jamie and Jerry worked on the majority of it themselves with Val's help. And I think they did a really good job. They're still trying to maneuver through the mess that was created. And so I think at this particular point in time, that I would definitely still be, I would be in for dissolving it and then resolving it or putting it back together, recreating it when and if the time presented itself. So that's all I have to say. Anybody else up for discussion? Anybody ever all ready for a vote? Oh.
Okay, from last year when that letter was presented, that had all that discrepancies on it. My question is gonna be, and y'all need to think about this. If the finance committee was correct, why do you turn around and you approve a raise for 3 employees right afterwards? No, it's wrong, and they did wrong. Prior to that, why do you give out raises in contracts afterwards? And you agree to that?
Okay, so,
The finance committee has no power to approve raises.
They should have raises too. In here.
correct.
I get that. What I'm saying is, once they resign, or once the people, as soon as they come out, what, a meeting or 2 later, a comment was made by the finance committee, people on the finance committee, that they should give raises. That was pertaining to the bookkeeper and GM. When they done said a month earlier, they had been making those mistakes. There's something wrong with that.
Oh, well, I think it was a combined effort at that point. But, you know, I think we've had enough discussion. Does anybody else have anything that, Jane, did you have something to say? Val, Gladys? Okay. Time to vote. All those in favor? Aye. All those opposed? Okay. Okay. Yeah, Gladys voted yes. Are you trying to stop what I'm saying?
No, I'm trying to.
I'm just saying. Okay. Let's clarify. Gladys, did you vote yes on the last one? Thank you. Okay. You're welcome. Okay, so next on the agenda is, who? Okay. Next on the agenda is, the topic is the Veterans Committee. The current chairman of the committee, Fred Hoffman, is stepping down as chairman and nominating Jeanette Fatigo to assume the position of chair. The recommendation is to make Jane Fatigo the new chairperson of the Veterans Committee. So I I make a motion to step down Fred Hoffman from being chairman of the Veterans Committee and to appoint Jeanette Fatigo as the new chairperson. Good. All right, any discussion? Is Jeanette here? Jeanette's way back there. Oh my gosh.
Further back.
Can you come up, Jeanette? Come on. And thank you for doing this.
Okay. This way. Okay, so it's as of November 27th. That she will be taking over, but we're doing it now because he's getting stuff out. Okay. So all in favor, aye, good. Okay. Okay, so now we come back. Will you raise your right hand? Do you solemnly promise and swear that you will administer the office to which you have been appointed to the best of your ability and judgment in conformity with the governing documents of Brookridge Community Property Owners, Inc., that you will in all acts be governed by the principles of honesty, justice, fair play, and in every manner possible endeavor to promote and safeguard the best interests of the citizens of Brookridge and the welfare of its membership? Do you swear? You may lower your hand. By the virtue of the authority conferred upon me, I do hereby proclaim you as duly appointed to the Veterans Committee as the chair. Welcome.
Okay, we're going to have, or we do have, we're gonna vote on, a new, it's a group, it's called Bluegrass Bunch Musicians. And they came to the board, they would like to, it's a group of 8 to 10 musicians that are gonna play bluegrass music. Some of them do not live in Brookridge, so they were requesting, letting us.
Time's up.
They're requesting room E on the 2nd and 4th Wednesday of each month from 5:30 to 9 p.m. So I make a motion to approve the Bluegrass Bunch to use room E on every second and fourth Wednesday from 5:30 to 9 p.m. Do I have a second? Do we have discussion?
Is Al Ganella here to answer a question? No. Because one of the, or Julia Ganella? Because I think the question needs to be asked, how many people are not residents? If it's just 2 of them and the other 8 are non-residents, that's not really a club. That's using our facilities for an outside event.
Okay,
Rental thing.
right, and I know that they're not here, but when he came into the office, he said that as far as people that were here, there were 5 or 6 that all lived.
Oh, you really broke it.
Well, it'd be hearsay from him too, so it's whether it's from Kevin or if it's from him. So, okay. All right, any other?
Yeah, I just wanted to make sure that they.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
I wanted to make sure that this was clear through
Yes,
Kelly.
Yes.
Kelly's like looking like she doesn't know.
the one that gave me the.
Oh, okay, she says yes, so it was clear through. Really? Well, they said it would work. It's just jamming and slamming, the banjos, the banjos. Well, I mean, they. Any other discussion?
No, I'm just working. Well, being from the country, I just hope there's some stick cans in there for tuning.
I hope there's not. And a rocking chair.
We ready for a vote? Yeah, we're ready for a vote. All those in favor? Aye. Director comments first. There we go. Val?
The RV compound has a new chairperson, Ruth Brighty. And they did a walkthrough, 10 people walked through the RV compound, and they're very happy with the way Ruth is running it, and they're very happy. There was one problem, and they're still trying to resolve it. Somebody's parked in somebody's space, and we can't find the person that's parked. So if it's you, stand up. I also want to give a heartfelt thank you to Mark at Wawa on Cortez. He generously donated all the donuts and condiments that helped to make Veterans Day gathering special. And a sincere thank you to Jeanette Patika, who made that possible, and for all her meaningful donations in honor of her late husband Frank. Your kindness and remembrance added warmth to the event. Your generosity truly honors our veterans and strengthens our community.
I met with, okay. So I met with the ADRC, pre-ADRC meeting today. And I believe after today's meeting, I think they're going in the right direction at this point, and I look forward to the future and what they're gonna be able to bring to the table. So I'm quite taken with the whole. And George, our code enforcement, he's a part of that and making sure that they have all the information they need, both present and past violations. So they'll have all of the information they need to be able to make the decisions that they have to make. So thank you very much to the ADRC committee. I'm new here. Gladys Marr only lived here 2 years. I've taken over the website, posting things to it. And if you look at it, I've tried to update it a little bit, your coloring. I've noticed on the About section of it, it just reiterates what's on the homepage about it. I'm trying to put a little bit of the history of Brookridge together so that when people read about us, they know who we are, how big we are, how many miles of streets, how many streets, when it was founded. Charlie Sasser, I didn't know him, I'm from Hernando Beach, so I had met him. He developed Hernando Beach, High Point, Weekly Watching, Brookridge. Yeah, he was quite a guy. And I'm very happy to be here and I'm having fun. And also, I think I reached out to Bruce from the ACC. Is that what you said? I'm going to be on the ACC too? So I'll be looking at that. I'm looking forward to it. Fun. Okay, so I guess with all that being said, we're now open for member comments.
There's like 5.
You got 5? Okay. Let's do the website while they're all lining up.
Okay, Sharon Lamonaco, what about her idea of renting permit required so you could charge a fee to those who rent homes in Brookridge, which would be income for Brookridge?
We are talking about that and looking at all of the options and talking with the attorney about that as well.
Okay, and then you have a comment regarding the Finance Committee. Christine Hale says, I agree, the Finance Committee needs to continue. And then it said, then we need the right people in that committee.
Thank you.
And then you have Ann P., we must have Finance Committee. And then lastly is Tracy, do you know the parade route yet?
No, we're working on that. We're winging it right now. We didn't know we were going to be doing this. So we're winging it, but we'll let everybody know when we know.
Vivian Blair, Unit 4. Since the deadline has passed for people that want to run for the board, how many applicants have you had? And can you tell us their names, or when is this information coming out?
We had 4 people apply, fill out their resumes. We have Jane, we have Gladys, which we all know is on here, and she has agreed that she's gonna run, she'll be running for next trip around. And then we have Roberta, and we have Gino, Birdie, and that's it.
And how many openings?
We have 3.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Madam President, my name is Jerry Milby from Unit 3. And we were able, my wife and I were able to attend.
Background noise, people I can't hear.
Eve and I were able to attend the workshop, and there was some questions for Mr. Foster, and one of the things that he said that kind of in response to a question was that the budget that was being presented is an estimate, and it's not completely, perfect in its position, in its place. And that's realistic because we know there's, projected expenses or projected projects that could be coming on and that sort of thing. And then there's fixed incomes or revenues and fixed expenses as well. So it does take, it requires the estimates. Truly, it is an estimate. And so one of the things that I was thinking, and as we go through this, especially with past history that we've talked about, and then there's been some questions here and some discussions too that I wanted to present to the board a consideration for maybe going through the 26 budget year, that we have once a quarter a balance sheet that could be developed and presented to us for your use as well. That could be a bottom line, date specific amount of cash on hand where everything's located. And Mr. Foster brought up some of the information about interest rates and that sort of thing, that you don't necessarily have all of that data right now. So that could be annotated. You could be showing the exact amounts, but it could be annotated that there are, some questions based on whatever the fact may be. And so I think it would be very helpful to have a workshop to talk about it, on a quarterly basis.
Yeah, I can say something on that, I agree with that, but when I tell people that Jamie's having a hard time, not having a hard time, having to straighten things out is, just for example, QuickBooks has still a balance for Regions Banking. And she's working down that sheet. She's got the banks that we have. They already have, we know we have money, like Edward Jones, Capital City, Truist, Brandon Bank. She reconciled all those up for I'll say probably 90% correct, because it changes those, but we know that on the balance sheet, we know it's gonna show all the banks. And it'll show the banks that are still on there, like Regions. They will be like Suncoast Credit Union will still be on there, even though it's got zero balance. That's printed out for it, that balance report. So I know that when I had a stroke, I know my brain really healed itself. But the lingering effects of that is I have a hard time writing, and I'm slow with getting stuff in. So this page looks kind of a little bit sloppy, but I have to do everything. If I try to do it on Excel sheet, it takes me 3 times longer, because I've got to use one hand to do all the typing. So I do the best I can with it.
Thank you.
Robin, Medicare Unit 3. Jerry, you gave numbers tonight, and FDIC is still into effect, but yet I heard we had like 1 million in one bank, and we're only insured to a certain amount. So that was the reason that Jim Westbrook separated it into different bank accounts. Now, I'm just confused on why we're putting it back together where we're not going to be insured again. That's really important. Okay.
Yeah, I think I can answer that question for you. Edward Jones, there's nothing in all the 19 CDs for different banks. The money market is separate. And if you divide that 19, basically that's $1.4 million. But as far as Capital City goes and Brandon Bank, those still have that, they have those agreements in place to where they cover that insurance. Because we went over this with the Brandon Bank part, for example. That Brandon Bank agreement was actually done in March of last year when they got the Spectrum money. And that's when that thing was written. I know it's came up in December, but actually it was March of last year, and that's why that Spectrum money went in 3 CDs there, and the money market got to $231,000. But Capital City, the one for it, was done when that money was transferred over in December. I think the banks insure the money. So one of them's like $2 million. I think Capital City money be $5 million. But Well, we got the agreement that's signed by the CEO and everything with Capital City.
So we have it in writing that Brookridge is guaranteed, even though other people aren't, that anything up and above that 450, well, it's 250 individual, and I think it's 450 if it's a group, and that's what we are.
Two agreements, one from Brandon.
Right.
One from Capital City.
And we have that in writing. I've been looking into it just to make sure.
What happens is it goes into, Brandon Bank takes our money and they put up to 250,000 into this bank, they put up to 250,000 into this bank, but it's all under their umbrella. But they're putting our money in different banks. Different banks, because every account, your account is only insured up to $250,000. So it has to be in a different bank. You can't just be in a different account. So they have different banks that they work with.
It's Edward Jones is who you're talking about, right? Because I don't know the bank has the right to do that.
City, Capital City does the same thing. They've shown us.
And they will put it in other banks.
Yes, they do.
I've never heard of that.
Yes. We got the paperwork from Capital City explaining to us exactly how it's done, and for Brandon Bank, the same thing. Explaining to us how they do it. One of them is on our website. We don't know which one, the agreement.
I'm Joe Fox, Unit 4. Got it. Last meeting, my wife stood up here and we were having difficulty getting us removed from the database as renters when in fact we are owners. This past Sunday, I have had another unfortunate adventure with security. A friend and tried to get in and couldn't get in. I called them because he called me, and I said, "This is Joe Fox, and I need my friend to come in." And he said, "Is this the owner or the renter?" Okay? And I said, "I have only been the renter for the last 5 days of June. I've been the owner since July." And somebody wrote it down at the last meeting that they were going to take a look at it. Well, it obviously hasn't been fixed. Okay? Okay? Now,
We'll definitely do that first thing in the morning.
thank you. I've got two quick other items. First one is, and I must admit I am remiss, I've been doing other things, but I have not been able to find any data captured what the donation fund for the RV lot is. Okay? I've been kicking in $50 a month since I got a slab as a donation. I'd like to know what the money is, how much money it is, and what it's being used for, since it's not even used for grass cutting.
It is being used for grass cutting.
No, it's not. Not according to your own volunteers telling us it is not being used because they can't find the vendor.
Okay, well, sir, I'm not, hold on, everybody. We're here to discuss, not to argue. So I can tell you that we have filled out checks for the gentleman that mows the RV lot, $250 every time he comes in. So we're signing the checks out of the donated funds for him. So if the person that, I believe that Ruth Briney would be the person because she is the chair of the RV lot. So if you'd like her phone number, so you can give her a call to find out what's going on, that would be fine. But the donated funds are in the donated funds account. And that's where Jerry writes out the check for the person that does the lawn care over there.
Okay, no one has been able to articulate that until today.
Well, I'm glad that you asked the question and I'm sorry that that happened to you. Okay?
One last thing, and I'm gonna sit down. I'm relatively new here, I've only been here 5 months. I kind of like the idea of a finance committee with oversight. I understand that a finance committee with oversight can abuse their privilege. And I understand why the board is taking some steps to end that. However, I would like to make a recommendation. You can call it a one-shot deal. When you dissolve the finance committee, do a complete forensic audit. Thank you.
Joe Fox.
Joseph? Okay, I just wanted to answer it. I know it wasn't a question, but the audit's being done. Thoroughly done. So rest assured that that's being done as we speak.
Hi, Sheila Walsh, Unit 3. Mine has nothing to do with any of that, so. Nothing. Where I used to work, up north, nursing homes, retirement homes, resident, we had a tree of life at Christmas time. And people who had lost somebody 10 years ago or just a week ago, they would bring an ornament, put the name of the person, and they would hang it on the tree.
Like an angel tree or something. It's like, oh, something like that.
I don't know what an angel tree is, we call it tree of life.
Tree of life, okay.
And then they had one of the ministers that went around, they came and at the end, they did like a little candle vigil. Yeah. You can get it,
Okay, so what?
you would, because we don't have a social committee, so you would get a tree, not an expensive tree, $25, $30. Not be fancy, like pink purple.
Right, that is a beautiful idea. We're gonna, yeah.
And if you need help with it, you don't mind helping out with it.
Okay. She wants to be the chair?
There is no chair for that.
There's no chair, but if she would like to be able to do something like that, I say, make sure you leave your name and phone number with us, and we'll just keep spreading the word so everybody will know who to contact.
I don't know if Kelly can put it in, views and views.
I don't know if it can go in.
Um,
I don't think it will go in December.
I just wanted to mention that 2 months ago, I got a call from a resident who was moving, and they actually donated a tree, so we do have an extra one. I put it in the back.
Is it too late for news and views for December?
Yes, but we could make a poster.
We could make a poster.
Okay, so meet with Kelly and start talking about all of and then everybody, we'll just make sure everybody's aware.
Okay.
Okay, thank you. That was a great idea. Thank you very
Yes, we know who you are.
Sandy Trouble Lewis, good one. I just have 2 quick questions.
Really, you always say that, Sandy.
No, but really, this is true.
Okay.
Jerry gave us a figure of $25,000 in donations. Now, does that include this gentleman's $11,000 from the RV compound?
Okay, when I gave Shirley the sheet last week for the RV compound, it's actually separate from that 25,000. It's I think, right at 13,000.
What do they call it?
It's the RV compound.
This RV compound donations?
Yes.
Okay, so if we see that somewhere, it's gonna say.
It's got like $250 that somebody gave, it's got like what check the road out like Jerry.
So you can give that gentleman a breakdown of that whole account.
We can do that, yeah.
Can you give everyone else a breakdown of this 25,000, where that money came from, where it's going to?
Yeah, sure. That 25,000, at least 15 of it is where the developer gave that 15,000 of the 25.
That's allocated money.
Yeah. And the rest of that money is to the various, like, I want to say part of like, beautification and that kind of stuff.
So there's really only 10,000 that we can use, is what you're saying. 15,000 is already allocated for the gift.
15,000 donation he had was unallocated. So, but yeah.
Okay, all right. The second question, you said something about, Bingo coming and getting their equipment. Does that mean Bingo's never gonna be back here?
Well, I'm not gonna say that there won't ever be bingo in Brookridge, but we're not positive because it's still
A legal thing.
it's a legal litigation.
So why are they taking their equipment then?
We can't talk about
We can't talk about it.
justice system is not completely closed, so therefore we can't. I would love to, but
Oh, now she's looking for another question.
she said only two, right, Robin? You're supposed to keep it quiet.
30 seconds.
Oh, you got 30 seconds, make it quick.
Wait. If they get all their paperwork, can Bingo come back?
Who?
Bingo come back if they get all their paperwork. If it's kosher, everything's up to par.
It'll have to go through whatever board is here. But they'll definitely have to follow state, federal, and Brookridge statutes. Rules and regs, all of those things.
Go, okay, thank you.
Okay, you're welcome. That was close, very close.
You had a video yourself.
Here, let me video.
Christian Smith, Unit 1, I think. I just would like the board to consider, I know I heard about the leash law, but I see people driving around in golf carts, walking their dogs, and I've had instances where there was one gentleman that was going down Brookridge Boulevard in the morning before the sun came up, it was pitch black out, walking his dog with a golf cart, no lights. And I think the board just needs to consider this when they do the leash law. Thank you.
Well, I can tell you, you're not the first person this evening that's spoken to me about dog at large kind of things. There is a gentleman that rides around, and a couple of gentlemen, and they have larger dogs, and that's how they exercise their dogs. But I just found out tonight that one of them doesn't have lights on his golf cart, so I will definitely be talking to him. But that brought me to another point. I've gone down, I'm driving my golf cart right now, because I'm still looking for a vehicle. I drive down Brookridge Boulevard if I head to home or wherever I'm going. At nighttime, there's a lot of golf carts out there that don't have your lights on. If you don't have your lights on, you have to make sure they're on because you're not supposed to be on the roads here without lights. It's just like people that are walking. Don't be out after dark and walking. You're about liable to get hit. And then it's not their fault, it's your fault because you weren't visible. So please, I implore everybody to make sure the lights are working and functional on your golf cart before you take it out at night. Otherwise, you don't drive it because if code enforcement sees it, they have the ability to pull you over and make sure you take it home.
Linda Walsh, Unit 4.
Well, thank you.
Talking about the golf carts with no lights, the bicycles at night that do not have lights. Some of them will have a rear reflector, but they have no headlights. Another thing with the bicycles, when you're going down the boulevard, rear view, the mirrors, so they can see, because you've got them like they own both lanes. You know, you blow your horn at them, you scare them. So we need some better rules
We're
on
looking at-
bicycles.
Because now we have e-bikes everywhere. I don't know if
Yes.
everybody- Okay, so everybody knows that these are electronic bikes, or they have gas powered motors. These bicycles are not stopping at stop signs, they're crossing lanes, they're doing tons of things, and then they don't have lights on them as well. We also have those boards that people get on, and they have motors on scooters, and they go like, that's out of crazy, scooters, right? So we're looking at all of those different things, because now that they're coming in here in roads, we have to start looking at how to keep things safe for everybody.
Hello. Bobby Offstein, Unit 1. So we're talking about these lights, and this is all nighttime stuff, right? Or really early in the morning. But we don't have code enforcement at night, do we?
We have code enforcement right up until, is it 11 o'clock, right? He finally leaves here between 10:30 and 11, yes. We have the front gate, somebody's there 24/7,
Right, that's the front gate, that's not.
but we don't have
People don't-
security in Brookridge,
I understand that.
okay? And
Okay,
when
but
we did
used
have
to
a driver at night,
We do?
no, when we did have the events that took place at night, after looking at all of the stats that they had down in code enforcement, it didn't substantiate the pay level of what we were making sure was paid out to the person that was driving. You had to have two, because they drive 5 on, 5 off. So it didn't substantiate that. Plus, we had to tighten belts everywhere we could. So
And I get that, but then, you know, how do we enforce that stuff that's happening at night after?
we have crime watch in here, and anybody that's ever been to a crime watch meeting, these guys are great. These people don't sleep a whole lot. They're out in their golf carts looking. They're the ones that tell us about the lights that are out. They're also the ones that inform us about the golf carts that don't have lights on, about cars that are parked on the road all night. We have somebody that comes in early enough to be able to get them because they're parked on the road. So we found some different ways that don't cost us any money, sort of around that. You're welcome. Anybody else?
Oh, you're back, sorry. I know this.
Yeah, I'm back. And I just want to say thank you very much to this committee up here, and I know you guys do a thankless job that nobody else really wants to do. You guys get beat up and thrown under the bus and everything else, but personally, I appreciate what you guys are doing, and I support you. Thank you.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. I know I brought this up before. Just want an update, at least once a month from the board, how it's going about getting a manager up at the office.
Well, we haven't, I have spoken with a few people, no interest at this point. But until this vote passed, we didn't have any money to be able to really
No, I know that.
substantiate.
I know that
the
part.
one.
I know that part.
But don't you worry, the hunt is on now.
And can you give us an update at every board meeting, once a month, about just numbers? How many have been interviewed? Have you had any potential, any probable person? Not just, oh, we're looking into it, we're doing what we can.
We can do that,
Yeah.
but I can tell you that with everything that's been, yeah, we only had 2. And then we did get 2 other leads, but those leads both didn't pan out. But the thing is that what people need to remember is that if somebody comes in here and they start talking to us and interviewing for a GM and LCAM for that front office, and they look at Brookridge in any type of social format, they're like, that's more than what I want to take on.
Well, I'm just
I mean,
asking
it
for
doesn't
an
look good.
update, once a month, an update on that matter without me coming up. and
Yeah, we
asking.
can update, but I can tell you guys that everybody that's out there on Facebook, you know, people are looking at that all the time, and that doesn't help us being able to go out and get an outcome.
Well, hopefully things are quieting down.
Well, I hope they quiet down, absolutely, but we can do that. I'll make sure it's in my president report every month.
Okay, and one last question, probably to Val. Was there a vote saying there should be a permanent finance committee? Or was it something that somebody decided to put in effect so you can dissolve it? Because it's not a formal decision by the committee, whatever committee or the people.
Okay, if I'm understanding you right, are you asking about the vote today or the one in 2020?
The one where it was mentioned that there should be a finance committee, was it officially put in place or not?
In 2020, an SOP was voted on by the board that they adopted that there will be a finance committee. So if a board decides to not have a finance committee, they take a vote and then make a motion. So it's a SOP, it's not a rule regulation.
Okay, that's all I wanted clarification on. Thank you. And you're doing a good job. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Going once, twice, it's 8:56. And I adjourn the meeting. All those in favor?